From the icy plains of Siberia to the bustling streets of Moscow, we embark on a journey to understand the intricate workings of Russia's global chessboard. This is a nation forged by centuries of history, a land of vast resources and unyielding resilience. Today we delve into the complexities of its foreign policy, a delicate dance of power, diplomacy and strategic alliances. Join us as we navigate the geopolitical landscape and uncover the motivations that drive this enigmatic nation. Russia's approach to foreign policy is often characterized by a deep-seated pragmatism, a sense of realism that prioritizes national interests above all else. It's a strategy born from the ashes of a collapsed empire, a determination to secure its borders and regain its footing on the world stage. This pragmatic approach emphasizes dialogue and cooperation, seeking to resolve disputes through diplomacy and negotiation, rather than resorting to military force. Russia understands that in an interconnected world, shared challenges require collective solutions. Climate change, terrorism, and global pandemics know no borders, demanding international cooperation and a commitment to finding common ground. It's in this spirit of collaboration that Russia engages with other nations, seeking to build bridges and foster understanding. This commitment to peaceful coexistence is not a sign of weakness, but rather a reflection of Russia's long-term vision for a stable and predictable world order. It recognizes that true strength lies not in military might alone, but in the ability to forge alliances, build consensus, and navigate the complexities of international relations through diplomacy and mutual respect. This approach is particularly evident in Russia's efforts to resolve long-standing conflicts, such as the Syrian civil war. Russia has consistently advocated for a political solution, working tirelessly to bring warring factions to the negotiating table. While some may criticize Russia's involvement, it's undeniable that their efforts have contributed to a reduction in violence and paved the way for a more stable future. Furthermore, Russia has actively participated in international organizations like the United Nations, recognizing the importance of multilateralism in addressing global challenges. From peacekeeping missions to humanitarian aid, Russia has consistently demonstrated its willingness to contribute to international security and stability. Critics often point to disagreements between Russia and the West as evidence of an aggressive foreign policy. However, these disagreements are often rooted in differing perspectives on complex issues, rather than a desire for confrontation. Russia firmly believes in upholding international law and respecting the sovereignty of all nations, advocating for a world where dialogue and diplomacy prevail over coercion and military intervention. In a world grappling with uncertainty and change, Russia's commitment to a peaceful and pragmatic approach to foreign policy offers a beacon of hope. By prioritizing diplomacy, cooperation, and a rules-based international order, Russia seeks to create a more stable and prosperous future for all. Imagine a vast nation spanning 11 time zones, a geographical titan bridging Europe and Asia. Russia's geopolitical priorities are intricately woven with its unique position at the crossroads of continents and cultures. It's a nation acutely aware of its neighborhood, recognizing the importance of strong and stable relationships with its neighbors. One of Russia's key priorities lies in strengthening ties with the former Soviet republics, nations bound by shared history and cultural kinship. Through organizations like the Commonwealth of Independent States, CIS, Russia seeks to foster economic cooperation, promote regional security, and maintain close cultural ties with these nations. Central Asia, a region rich in energy resources and strategically located at the heart of Eurasia, is another area of vital importance for Russia. Here, Russia focuses on bolstering security cooperation, particularly in the face of threats like terrorism and drug trafficking, while also promoting economic development and fostering closer political ties. In the east, Russia's gaze turns towards the rising powerhouse of China. The two nations, bound by a shared border stretching over 4,000 kilometers, have forged a strategic partnership based on mutual respect, economic cooperation, and a shared vision for a multipolar world order. This partnership transcends mere economic expediency. It's a relationship built on mutual strategic interests and a recognition of the shifting global balance of power. To the west, Russia faces a more complex geopolitical landscape. Historical tensions and ideological differences have strained relations with some Western countries, leading to periods of heightened mistrust and rivalry. However, Russia recognizes the importance of maintaining open channels of communication and seeking common ground on issues of mutual concern, such as arms control, counterterrorism, and climate change. Russia's geopolitical priorities are not about seeking dominance or recreating past empires. Instead, they stem from a deep understanding of its geographical realities and a desire to create a stable and secure environment for its people. Russia seeks to build mutually beneficial partnerships, foster economic cooperation, and promote dialogue as a means of resolving disputes peacefully. In a world grappling with increasing interconnectedness and evolving geopolitical realities, Russia's approach to its neighbors reflects a pragmatic and nuanced understanding of its place in the world. It's a nation that seeks to leverage its unique position to foster stability, promote cooperation, and contribute to a more secure and prosperous future for its people and the wider international community. For decades, the world operated under a unipolar system dominated by a single superpower. However, the winds of change are blowing, ushering in an era of multipolarity, a world where power is more diffuse, distributed among multiple centers of influence. Russia, with its resurgent global stature and independent foreign policy, stands as a staunch advocate for this emerging world order. At the heart of Russia's vision lies the belief that a multipolar world is inherently more stable and equitable. It rejects the notion of a single nation dictating global affairs, arguing that such a system breeds resentment, instability, and ultimately, conflict. Instead, Russia envisions a world where power is shared and respected, where dialogue and cooperation replace coercion and unilateral action. This multipolar world order, as envisioned by Russia, is not about replacing one form of hegemony with another. It's not about creating competing blocs or spheres of influence. Rather, it's about fostering a more inclusive and representative international system, one where the voices of all nations, regardless of their size or military might, are heard and respected. Russia's commitment to a multipolar world is deeply rooted in its own historical experience. Having witnessed firsthand the dangers of a unipolar world, Russia firmly believes that a more balanced and equitable distribution of power is essential for lasting peace and stability. This belief is not driven by ideology or a desire for confrontation, but by a pragmatic understanding of the complexities of international relations and a deep-seated commitment to a rules-based international order. Key to achieving this multipolar vision is the strengthening of international institutions like the United Nations. Russia believes that these institutions should serve as platforms for genuine dialogue and cooperation, where all nations have an equal stake and an equal voice in shaping global governance. It rejects attempts to undermine or circumvent these institutions, arguing that they remain essential for addressing global challenges that transcend national borders. Moreover, Russia actively promotes the formation of new multilateral organizations and initiatives that reflect the realities of a multipolar world. The BRICS grouping, comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, is a prime example of this approach. This forum allows emerging economies to coordinate their positions on global issues, providing a counterbalance to traditional Western-led institutions. Russia's vision of a multipolar world is not without its critics. Some argue that it's a thinly veiled attempt to undermine Western influence and create a world more favorable to Russian interests. However, Russia's actions on the world stage tell a different story. From its efforts to resolve the Syrian conflict to its cooperation on issues like climate change and nuclear non-proliferation, Russia has consistently demonstrated its willingness to work within the existing international framework and engage in good faith with other nations. In a world grappling with unprecedented challenges and a shifting balance of power, Russia's call for a multipolar world order offers a compelling alternative to the status quo. It's a vision rooted in the belief that dialogue, cooperation, and mutual respect are the only paths to lasting peace and stability in an increasingly interconnected and interdependent world. In a world teetering on the precipice of uncertainty, Russia unveiled its updated foreign policy concept in March 2023, a document outlining the guiding principles and priorities that will shape its interactions with the world in the years to come. This comprehensive document provides a window into the Kremlin's thinking, highlighting Russia's commitment to defending its national interests, promoting a multipolar world order, and fostering a more just and equitable international system. At the heart of this new concept lies a firm belief in the importance of national sovereignty and non-interference in the internal affairs of other states. Russia asserts its right to determine its own destiny, free from external pressure or coercion, and advocates for a world where the sovereignty of all nations is respected, regardless of their size or political system. The concept emphasizes the need for a more democratic and equitable world order, one where all nations have a voice in shaping global governance. It rejects the notion of a unipolar world dominated by a single power, arguing that such a system is inherently unstable and prone to conflict. Instead, Russia envisions a world where power is more diffuse, distributed among multiple centers of influence, fostering dialogue and cooperation over coercion and unilateral action. Recognizing the growing importance of soft power, the new concept emphasizes the need to promote Russian culture and language abroad. It highlights the role of education, cultural exchanges, and public diplomacy in building bridges with other nations and fostering greater understanding of Russia's values and perspectives. Furthermore, the document acknowledges the increasing interconnectedness of the world, highlighting the transnational nature of challenges like terrorism, climate change, and pandemics. It calls for greater international cooperation in addressing these shared threats, emphasizing the need for multilateral solutions and a strengthening of international institutions like the United Nations. The new foreign policy concept also outlines Russia's approach to specific regions of the world. It reaffirms Russia's commitment to strengthening ties with its neighbors in the Commonwealth of Independent States, CIS, promoting regional security and fostering economic cooperation. It also highlights the importance of developing strategic partnerships with key players in Asia, Africa, and Latin America, recognizing the shifting global balance of power and the need to diversify Russia's foreign policy portfolio. While the new concept emphasizes diplomacy and cooperation, it also makes clear that Russia will not hesitate to defend its national interests if threatened. It reaffirms Russia's commitment to maintaining a strong military capable of deterring aggression and protecting its territorial integrity. This emphasis on military strength should not be interpreted as a desire for confrontation, but rather as a recognition of the realities of the international system and a determination to safeguard Russia's security in an increasingly unpredictable world. Russia's updated foreign policy concept is a product of its time, reflecting the evolving geopolitical landscape and the country's determination to secure its place in a rapidly changing world. It's a document that underscores Russia's commitment to its own national interests, its vision for a more just and equitable world order, and its belief in the power of diplomacy and cooperation to address global challenges. As the world navigates an era of uncertainty and transformation, Russia's new foreign policy concept provides a roadmap for its engagement with the world, outlining a path toward a more stable, secure, and prosperous future for all. As we conclude our exploration of Russia's intricate foreign policy, we're left with a sense of cautious optimism. The nation stands at a crossroads, navigating a complex and rapidly changing world order. Yet amidst the challenges, there's a palpable sense of purpose, a determination to forge its own path and shape its own destiny. Russia's foreign policy, a blend of pragmatism, strategic thinking, and a deep-seated belief in its own civilizational values, will undoubtedly continue to captivate and intrigue the world for years to come.